In GiCA, we have which is Genuine Interactive Communications Anvil, which is a standard open standard, and this is incorporated in our platform, clextra platform. We have periods. See, for example, if you have a rent paid on the 5th of March, what's that rent paid for? Is it paid for the month of February or for March or for a previous month, or is it paid in advance? So we can define that by using this, for example, that center column, current. So by having these 9 options on the left, daily, weekly, you can see that if I was paying the monthly one, so if I say 2020 dash small m 02, then I know that the rent paid was for that particular month, which is February 2020 dash m 02. Likewise, any period 1 day and greater can be defined using this method. So there's a unique code which is generated. And in clextra, we have built up a whole lot of functions. So this is a huge issue in dates management because traditionally SQL or date management, anyway, you have a huge time and effort going into this, including most reporting, which is YTD, Y2M. So we have those daily figures, daily, monthly figures, quarterly figures, which are happening. They're moved around, shifted around. They're presented in different ways. Our method is a little different. Of course, this allows you to book it into a particular quarter, a particular month, or both in terms of any budgeting function in terms of the budget itself and the actuals which are achieved. So this is what we do for uh, periods of 1 day and more. Now, when we go for this is particularly useful for Internet of Things where we want time which is less than 1 day. So we have blocks. For example, we do have a separate rostering application, but let's assume you have 3 8-hour shifts. So every three, if there are 3 shifts, 8-hour shifts, then you would use the second option here. So you know which is the option from which period of time. The current period would be uh, 8 hours of that day on that particular day, which is a 2, which means it's an 8-hour 2. The second, you can see that between the 2 dashes is the 2. And the start time could be 0 or 8 or 16 in this case. Now, this is useful for Internet of Things where we take a sample, for example, in IoT applications, RFID applications. We have linked this very closely with the operating system, so these become even file names of gathering data. So if the RFID requires just a simple read every minute, so you can handle it this way with this standard rather than tracking real time, where the resolving of multiple reads is a big problem with RFID, NFC, and other applications. So this is for less than a minute, and less than a minute becomes more real-time kind of applications. We do have a solution, but we will discuss that as a separate issue. This allows a more or less simplified batch managed system of sampling per period of time in Internet of Things applications. So this is an open standard. Feel free to use it, but please acknowledge that you've GiCA and clextra.com is where you've taken the standard. Our product supports both these coding systems right across the platform. We also have a separate systems for rostering, for traveling salesmen, scheduling, uh, train drivers, nursing. So rostering method would be very different from this. And